Welcome to Plot 27. The story begins with a female psychic named Cynthia, who is with her patient, Larry. In his traumatic memories, young Larry was imprisoned and tortured by his school coach. This psychic disturbance left physical scars on Cynthia, the dangerous price of the gift she possesses. Cynthia's daughter Jordan always helps her mother handle patients, and their abilities are hereditary. Cynthia's late husband also had the same gift, but he died after confronting a powerful entity. A teenage girl named Riley Harris comes to ask Cynthia for help. Riley tells Jordan that she has seen something dark and terrifying, and the entity is present with them. Jordan asks where Riley got the wounds on her arms, but Riley is scared because the entity is standing behind her. Cynthia then steps out and is shocked to see the entity Riley was talking about. Not long after, Riley's father arrives and takes his daughter home. Jordan senses that Riley's father is hiding something. Cynthia then says she sees something attached to Riley, something horrifying. Until now, Jordan has been conducting the initial assessments for their clients. Cynthia explains that this is for both their safety. She refuses to help Riley, realizing the dangerous nature of the entity attached to the girl. Cynthia recounts that Jordan's father died while trying to save a woman similar to Riley, one who had an entity clinging to her. The next day, Jordan secretly goes to see Agatha, a former patient of Cynthia and the one who suggested Riley undergo therapy. Riley's father, Randall, tells Agatha that the wounds on his daughter's arms were self-inflicted. Seeing how distraught Riley is, Agatha advises him to seek Cynthia's help for therapy. After finding data about Larry's coach, Cynthia contacts Detective Otis and asks him to conduct an investigation. Detective Otis checks the criminal records of Larry's coach, who turns out to be Doug Ferry. Cynthia is confused because the entity attached to Riley is extremely strong and dangerous. With the address provided by Agatha, Jordan goes to Riley's house, but Randall tells her to leave, insisting that Riley doesn't need help. After Randall goes into the garage, Jordan sneaks inside and discovers a hidden door behind a wardrobe. The secret door leads to a basement. Jordan hears Riley's voice, but Randall suddenly attacks her. Agatha calls Cynthia to ask why Jordan wants to meet Riley. Hearing this, Cynthia panics and rushes to Agatha's house. Meanwhile, Randall ties up Jordan with a woman covered in wounds. Jordan tries to explain that she and her mother want to help Riley, but Randall refuses. Turns out Randall has long known that they must feed the entity, or Riley will be its victim. Cynthia worries because she cannot reach Jordan. She picks up Agatha, and they head to Randall's house. Meanwhile, Randall plans to drown Jordan's car and make it look like an accident. Riley secretly goes to the basement, saying that her father is only trying to protect her. She gives Jordan scissors so she can free herself. Randall threatens to shoot Jordan, but Riley intervenes to stop him. Riley says that Jordan and her mother can help them, but the woman tied up with Jordan suddenly attacks Randall, and Riley is shot dead. The terrifying entity suddenly appears and grabs Jordan. Cynthia arrives and sees her daughter terrified, while Randall flees the scene. Riley's body is taken to the hospital. Detective Otis reports that forensics found remains in the house. Randall has been doing this for a long time, and it is fortunate that Jordan survived. Detective Otis also informs them that Doug Ferry has been interrogated, and Cynthia's suspicions might be correct. Jordan is being questioned by two officers but screams in fear as the dark entity suddenly appears. Agatha will stay temporarily to accompany Cynthia and Jordan. Cynthia cannot believe that Jordan has seen the evil entity and refuses to check whether it has attached to her daughter. Jordan is angry, calling her mother a coward. Seeing this, Agatha says that Jordan now needs her mother. Cynthia finally agrees to use her abilities on Jordan and asks Agatha to wake her if she gets into trouble. Cynthia explains that if an entity has attached to Jordan, it will occupy the weakest part of her mind, the place where Jordan stores her deepest pain. Cynthia begins a vision and enters another realm. She sees a newspaper article reporting that her husband influenced a woman to commit suicide. Cynthia then moves to another location and meets young Jordan. She enters a house, but the evil entity suddenly appears and grabs her arm. Seeing Cynthia's arm burning, Agatha immediately wakes her. Cynthia asks Agatha to stay with Jordan, then goes to see Larry. She asks him to find data on the doctor who treated a female patient named Harris. Cynthia says the patient died last year, and Larry recalls the patient's name, Samantha Harris. Larry explains that Samantha suffered from a strange flesh-eating disease, and the doctor who treated her was Dr. Ronald Whitaker, who has since retired. After obtaining his address, Cynthia visits Dr. Whitaker. Samantha was a humanitarian nurse who had worked abroad for many years. She came with her husband and daughter, but her condition deteriorated rapidly. After 2 weeks, her hair fell out, followed by her teeth and nails. Dr. Whitaker recounts that Samantha seemed to rot from within as her organs failed. Near her death, she told him something had possessed her. Dr. Whitaker also felt something strange when Samantha touched him. Afterward, he could no longer enter her room, and her daughter stayed with her in her final days, holding her hand until she died. In another realm, young Jordan hears the evil entity demanding to be fed, and Jordan wakes from her dream. She leaves her room and sees a pair of terrifying hands, but Randall suddenly ambushes her. Cynthia, who has just returned home, finds Agatha unconscious and panics because Jordan is missing. She immediately reports the incident to the police while Randall takes Jordan to Brooker's Lake. Randall knows that the entity is now inside Jordan. He buries Jordan in a coffin to prevent further victims, then turns himself in to the police. Jordan, inside the coffin, is terrified as the entity suddenly manifests. With permission from Detective Otis, Cynthia enters Randall's mind and sees Riley crying for her mother. Cynthia goes deeper and sees Randall burying Jordan at Brooker's Lake. The evil entity prepares to devour Jordan, while Cynthia and the police rush to Brooker's Lake. Upon finding Jordan, Cynthia digs her out and rescues her. Seeing Otis and his team arrive, Cynthia asks Agatha to keep them away, as she cannot let the police separate her from Jordan. Cynthia enters Jordan's mind, asking young Jordan to stay outside while she goes in alone. Agatha tries to hold off the officers so they do not find Cynthia. When the entity appears, Cynthia enters her mind. She finds herself in a cave and encounters the starving, terrifying creature. Meanwhile, Jordan sees her father's corpse hanging in the attic. Detective Otis finds Cynthia, but if she wakes up, she won't be able to help Jordan. Meanwhile, Jordan sees her mother with the entity but cannot wake her. Cynthia instructs the terrifying creature to take her and release Jordan. Cynthia is in danger, but Jordan suddenly comes to her aid. They both grab weapons and destroy the creature. After saving her daughter, Cynthia was grateful that Detective Otis did not wake her. 6 months later, Cynthia is in front of her house with young Jordan. She takes Jordan to the attic so she can release the trauma of her father's death. Jordan unties the ropes that bound her father, and the movie ends. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for the next movie recap.